I'm aware I'm not wearing a shirt right now, but I wanted to show you guys what I was talking about with my sunburn. Okay? Now, see my face? Okay, it's kind of hard to notice it right now, but still. I'm going to shave and trim my hair up here, so after this video, I will have this trimmed and this trimmed, so I'll look a bit different, just as a heads up. But I just wanted to show you guys what was going on with my sunburn that I talked about in the last video. And as for my back, it's not really bad, but you can still see my neck is red. So there's that. I'm sorry if this takes you out of the experience of watching a video, but if you want to, skip to exactly 1 minute into the video where I'm wearing a shirt. Yeah. Give me a moment. Okay, that's better. This shirt is large, so you can still see a little bit of red right there. Yeah, see, watch. See that? Sunburn. Ow. Anyway, sarcasm. It's one of my many talents. Now here's a video that's not so sarcastic. Movie running times. Bring them down and bring them up, for fuck's sake. Now, hear me out on this. There are certain kinds of movies that are either too long, or too short, or not long enough. But not short enough. Leaving that one out. Because how short do you expect a movie to be? Usually a movie's like, what, an hour and a half, up to 2 hours to 4 hours? Who makes 4-hour movies, guys? Anymore, or at all, or ever? Who in the right mind would? But there are a couple of movies that I wanted to go over that are either too short and too long that needed to be either longer or shorter. Or at least split them up, for fuck's sake. Starting with... I talked about this before, and the thumbnail should have changed by now. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. La-dee-da. Now, I know, it's based on a book. A long book. Okay, I will admit this. The running time. Why? 152 minutes, huh? 90 minutes before the name of the movie even comes into focus? Come on, Chris Columbus. I thought you were a genius. Okay. He directed the first 2 Home Alone movies. That was him, right? Okay. But still, it just kind of makes you wonder, like, okay, this is an awesome movie. When the fuck is it gonna end? I'm bored. I'm just smiling so that way no one can see how I really feel about this. See? And if it's too short, like Once Upon a Time, the end. That was 1 hour and 10 minutes. It doesn't match. It really just sucks you out of the entertainment and doesn't really make you feel like you really enjoyed much of anything. And if even that, the Marvel movies. Okay, these can be as long as they fucking want. But there's one that I'm really disappointed about that I actually reviewed back in March for Hulk Month. The 2003 film. Barely any action, and it's 2 hours and 18 minutes. Yeah. The remake / second installment of the cinematic universe isn't even 2 hours. Do I even need to say it? No, but I will anyway. So here we go. Didn't want to toss that because I'd break it. 2003 Hulk, starring Eric Bana. Great casting choice, by the way. But it's 2 hours and 18 minutes, with barely any action. That's too fucking long. The remake in 2008, starring Edward Norton, Liv Tyler. Who else? But seriously, though. Who cares? But still, that the video game for the remake, the 2008 one, still amazing. Don't you forget it. But I hate the Wii, so yeah. Yeah, there's a story about that I won't get into here. I will do a video on why I hate the Nintendo Wii, but that'll be for a while. Yeah. Not even 2 hours. 2 hours, 18 minutes. Not even a full 2 hours, even with the credits. The final fight takes 10 minutes and is amazing. Even though in the original, it kind of sucks you out of it because it's sitting around and talking, while in the reboot, it's running around. 2 other films, one I have in its original case, and the other I don't even have at all. But there's 2 that I want to show, so give me a moment, and you'll see my point. To the similarities of these. Hold on. Back to Harry Potter, okay? There are 2 films that have exact similarities as the Hulk movies. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is the exact same as the 2003 film. Sitting around and talking, little to no action, barely any story, and too boring and too fucking long. 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 18 minutes, but you see my point here, right? It's 2.5 hours of little to nothing happening. And the last movie had 3 fight scenes all at once. One after the other, without slowing down, without taking a break. It's like, fight again. One more fight. We're done. Still. Okay. Order of the Phoenix, way too fucking short. And that's what I also want to talk about. Order of the Phoenix is way too damn short. It's not even 2.5 hours. The last movie isn't even 2 hours if you take the credits out. You see what I mean by these films just aren't giving enough of a shit? And aren't trying hard enough? And just really sucks you out of the entertainment and the aspect of where the story is going. And the development of an engaging tale of fantasy and adventure for justice. Just goes nowhere or reaches a dead end. And we can't really suck anything in, and we can't relate to anyone as much as we want to, or, like we're overly relating to these characters if the movie's way too long. But we're not relating enough if the movie's too short. There's another film in the Harry Potter series, I call it a saga for some reason, that's got the exact same similarities as The Incredible Hulk 2008. Not running time, too much running around. Deathly Hallows Part 1. Part 1. This was my favorite Wii game of all time. Yeah, this is still my favorite video game of all time right now. But that may change when I get an Xbox 360. La-di-frickin-da. This is one of the only films that I don't have yet, but I have its video game on the Wii, which I no longer have. The fucking Wii. And that's a shit system. The original Wii is a piece of shit, but the video game is amazing. But, like I said, the film has a lot of, way too much running around. You don't really get to suck anything in, because it's like, oh, go over here. Okay, take a little break. But then we're back to this. Suddenly, kill off this character that we barely saw and barely had any time to relate to for absolutely no reason. Oh, really? Never seen that before this. Jagoffs at Warner Brothers at the time. Thanks a lot, dickholes. But seriously, though, David Yates directed this piece of shit, and this actually good movie and spectacular video game. No, that's not sarcasm. I hate this, love this. There is at least 1 or 2 good things in this. I mean, there are secrets that are revealed that are very important to the story. But other than that, there's nothing else to watch in this movie at all besides that. And they kill off a main character for no reason that we related to. 2.5 hours of barely anything happening and pointlessly kills off a character. Too much running around, but non-stop action and thrills. How do you like that? But one more thing before I take off here is when movies are too short and when they don't have enough in them at all, have blueprints, but still, if they don't have enough running time, like if they have to go through a plot. Sorry, there's other movies down here that I haven't sorted out yet. I'm worried I'll trip on them, or step on them. Still can't taste anything, barely. Still can't taste that. When movies are not even an hour long, or do you remember Winnie the Pooh from 2012? And Tom Kenny voiced Rabbit? Do you know how long that movie was? In total, from beginning logos, like the opening logos of the film, to the ending credits of the film, end of the ending credits, an hour. An hour. It's 60 minutes and was released theatrically. Are you fucking high? Who releases a movie that is only 60 minutes? Oh, but there's worse. There's a documentary from IMAX that was released in IMAX called Into the Arctic. That was 40 minutes. And I fucking hated it. Because it had not really much narration, a lot of beautiful sights, but for regular DVD it was kind of shit. But seriously though, bring the runtimes down or bring them up. There's one last film that I want to talk about that I saw in theaters last year, a month after it came out, granted, it was still one of the best things that I've ever seen. And that movie is... I still love this movie. I hate its fucking running time, but I love this movie. The movie is... It Chapter 2. It Chapter 2. Do you, honest to God, want to know this film's running time? 169, I say 70, minutes. How much plot does it have? Too much. I know, the book is the longest thing ever written. Don't call me out on this, but I hate the book. Because it's 1,100 pages. I'm serious, this is no sarcasm. No joke. I don't have the attention span. I have ADD. And I do not literally have the attention to do that. To read something in that length. To take everything in. I wanted to see Pennywise in the movie. He's barely in this. Not to review the movie, but I will say this movie is one of the most unrealistically long things that I've ever seen. It's nearly 3 hours. And I've seen Titanic, which is 3 hours, but only half of it has to do with the actual disaster. But that was still a good movie, though. And the effects were decent. Don't release shit in 3D. Again. Like, don't release shit again in 3D. Disney. Paramount. Warner Brothers. But seriously. So, I'm going to take off with this. If you want to make a movie that's really short, that's fine. If you want to make a movie that's really, really, really long, that's fine. Make sure that you have enough of everything so the audience can relate with the characters, relate with the story, and find good things, good elements that make the movie just a gem of movie watching. Not like, make this really pretty so that way the audience is like, oh wow, Cool, I don't give a shit about the characters or the damn story. How long is this? Yeah, you see my point. That's sarcasm, in a way. Metaphorically, that's how people would be if a movie was all pretty and not enough of character development, setting, time, atmosphere, pacing, and story. Too much story, not enough of it. Movie version only for this one. Mixed story and not enough. Only 50% of the movie has any story. See? So once again, if you want to make your audience more entertained and amazed and bedazzled by your movies, bring the fucking running time to a point where they can actually agree on it and not say, wow, this movie was really short, it's one of the worst things I've ever seen, or this movie was really long. Same thing. Just make sure that you know how long, or how about this? If you need to cut out some of the story, make a fucking sequel or something that fits the rest of the story in there. Keep the movies at 90 minutes, people. Don't make them 2 hours. I don't want to sit through a romantic movie or a fucking comedy. Funny People. That movie was terrible. But I don't want to sit through something that's so damn long and just be bored. Like, okay, this is really great, but I'm starting to get bored because it's going on too damn long. Or it's too short. Like, okay, and the story's going to be great. 3, 2, 1, it's over. Get my point. Make better things. Learn from your mistakes.